Hey Grocery Ninjas, welcome back. If this is your first time, you're most welcome. As you can see, it's a wet and windy day here, and it's a great day to be in the kitchen, and we're making several dishes out of tomato sauce that I made from discounted Roma tomatoes that I got last week. I'm going to show you the video of me making that, and then we're going to get to work and make several dishes out of this sauce. You can see how you can really stretch your money and make lots of food to feed your family without breaking a budget. These tomatoes have been slow roasting in the oven for the last hour and a half, and it's going to develop their flavor. It's going to deepen the flavor, and it's going to make for a delicious tomato sauce. See the char on the tomato there? That is going to intensify the flavor. And that's why slow roasting tomatoes in the oven is what you want to do before you make a homemade tomato sauce. Well worth the time and the effort. We worked too hard for this sauce. I don't want to leave any in the jar, so I'm going to add a little water, and we're going to swish it around and add that to the pot. So I believe in making your own because it's often cheaper and far better. But in some cases, I buy the canned version because it's too time consuming to make your own. For example, tomato paste, it would take so many tomatoes and so much time to cook it down. This is about $1.50, and I would spend far more in tomatoes. This is going to add a really great depth of flavor. I've minced up some onion and some carrot. This is 1 carrot, 1 onion, and I made some chicken broth last week that I had frozen. I'm going to use some of it in this sauce. Give that a stir. This is 3 cups of stock. I'm not going to use all of it. That's 1 cup. I'm going to mix that in. The chicken broth really does add lovely flavor to pasta sauce. I rarely use recipe books. I'm a cook that goes by taste and sight, and I'll know if it needs anything after it simmers away for a while. I haven't added any sugar yet. Generally, you add about a teaspoon of sugar. It just takes that acidity away from the pasta sauce. Okay, let's give it a taste test. Definitely needs some more things. A little bit of sugar. Doesn't matter if it's white or brown. Brown sugar is nothing more than white sugar with some molasses added. It just, it's fine. It'll add that sweetness we need. Okay, we've got some salt here. Going to add that in. Here's some basil. Some pepper. And bay leaves, which we're going to put in and leave them for a while, and then we're going to fish them out. Okay, give that a stir. There we go. Much, much better. Let's let that simmer, continue to cook, and have the flavors develop. It's just going to take some time. So after several hours, let's see how it tastes. That is the most delicious homemade sauce. So this is considered a mother sauce. You can do many different dishes with this, from Italian to Mexican. This is an endless possibility. So when you want to change the flavor profile, say you want to take it from a sauce for lasagna, it's got those Italian seasonings in it. But if you want to do something like a taco soup or a chili, you're going to add in those spices. You're going to add in the chili powder. You're going to add in cumin. Those spices will take that in a whole other direction. So what I'm going to make first is a lasagna. And then I'm going to make meat sauce, which can be used as a bolognese sauce for spaghetti. Then I'm going to add chili powder, cumin, or a taco seasoning, and I'm going to change it up so that we can make a taco soup and a chili con carne. It's going to be great. We've got several dishes that you can serve your family all week long, and they will never know that it started with one sauce. It's so easy, and you don't have to be in the kitchen all week. You can do this over several hours, and then you've made all your meals for the week. It's going to be great. You're going to love it. Okay, we're going to start building our lasagna. Put some sauce down on the bottom. This is a small lasagna. It will serve between 2 and 4 people depending on their appetite. And if it's a supper meal, I could see it serving 2. If it's a luncheon, I could see it serving 3 to 4. This is a 3-cheese lasagna. We've got mozzarella, parmesan, and goat's cheese here. I'm not adding meat to this dish. Added some goat cheese. I'm going to add in some parmesan cheese now. And in with some mozzarella. We want to save some for mozzarella and parmesan, especially for the top. There we go. Another layer of the pasta sauce. There we go. And another layer of pasta. So you see, this isn't fancy at all. I've just thrown the pasta in sideways and lengthways. It's all good. This is all going to come out in the wash, as they say. So I'm adding more sauce and then more cheese. So we just added another layer of the goat's cheese. Oftentimes people will add cottage cheese or ricotta. I didn't have any cottage cheese or ricotta. It will add a tang to the lasagna that you wouldn't otherwise get with the cottage cheese or the ricotta. I say use the cheese you have on hand. If you don't have a certain thing, it doesn't mean you can't make the dish. It just means you alter it. Like I said, I don't follow recipes. I follow my taste buds, and I think that this is going to be amazing. Final layer of sauce. And don't forget the mozzarella for the very top. And there's the lasagna. It looks great. I know it's going to taste great. This is going to be an easy supper for you anytime you want to make this. Time to add the ground beef to the red sauce to make a bolognese. Spaghetti sauce with meat is a hearty dish, and we often eat it this way. If you like spaghetti and meatballs, just add the meatballs to the red sauce. Look at that. Thick, rich, delicious. But to be sure, it doesn't need anything. Let's give it a little taste test. Okay. See how this tastes. That's good. And it's a rich bolognese sauce that's going to be great on your pasta. We did the lasagna. We've done the bolognese sauce. Let's make a chili. So I've added 2 cans of beans. I've got black beans, kidney beans, pinto beans, and some chickpeas in here. I've also added a can of mushrooms. If you have a preference for a certain type of bean and you don't like the beans that you see here, just add the beans you like. This is your chili you're making. Types of chili vary from region to region, country to country, and it's all your personal preference and taste. So you add what you like. That's your chili. Okay, so we've got chili powder here. I'm going to add probably a tablespoon of this and taste it and see if it needs more. That's not quite a tablespoon, but let's put this in and see. I've got just a little bit left in the bottle, so I'm just going to add the rest. Give it a stir. And here's the cumin. Not measuring, just measuring with my heart. There we go. Of course, the longer it cooks, the more intense the flavor becomes. So we just need to let this simmer. The chili is simmering away. It's been cooking for about half an hour. And I'm going to see what it tastes like now. Ooh, that's got a kick. But it's very good. Yeah, I really like that. Excellent. I added, for transparency, I added a packet of taco seasoning. I think it needed it. And that's the thing. Because I'm not following any recipes, I'm just tasting as I go to see what it needs. And I felt it needed some taco seasoning, so tastes great. Just going to let it continue to cook. And then we're on to our taco soup. Now we're making taco soup. So I took out 4 cups of the chili. I'm the only person in the house that eats chili or taco soup, so that's plenty for me. Now, time to add a can of corn. I've got 2 cups left of the chicken stock. I just added the 2 cups of chicken stock I had into this. That looks pretty good. think it needs a bit of salt. Okay, we've got a teaspoon of salt here. I'm going to add that in. I'm going to give that a stir and see where we're at. That salt helped. It's perfect. So we just made 4 dishes out of 1 red sauce. You can eat all week on this. So look at what we made today. We made a lasagna. We made a spaghetti bolognese sauce. We made chili. And we made taco soup. But see how easy it is? You can make 1 sauce and then build on those flavors, and you'll have enough meals for the week. That's a lot of variety, and it all started with making a red sauce out of discounted Roma tomatoes. So there you have it, grocery ninjas. It's just that easy. You can make several meals starting with 1 sauce. You can feed your family on a budget. You can eat well and not spend a lot of money. Thank you for joining me in the Grocery Ninja Kitchen today. Until next time.